Game one of the post-Andrew Luck era. It's the coach. This is week one of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, the two wildcard teams from the AFC last year meet in the opener, as we'll see the Indianapolis Colts, minus their newly retired franchise quarterback, take on the LA Chargers. I'll be back at halftime, but first, we're off to Southern California. Standing by, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us about 20 miles south of downtown LA at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Indianapolis Colts and our home team. So happy to be with you, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, and we thought it would never get here, but here we are back together. It's opening weekend of the 100th season in the NFL.
So much football to talk about. That's our main focus. But how about how much happened in the offseason? Rules changes. Overtime rules were discussed in a big way. Some superstars changed addresses. There's a whole lot to talk about in the NFL in addition to this game we're getting ready to watch.
Here's Michael Badgley now to get this one started. And we are underway in Southern California. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man who is no doubt a big storyline in this game. He's the Chargers' all-time leading passer in touchdowns, Phillip Rivers.
And you know this is not the stadium, as we well know. This is not the stadium where he performed all that magic for the Chargers, but let's face it, it's still the same fan base, right? Still the people support that team, and they've got a lot of love and affection for him. They just don't want to see it happen in this game.
This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And here are the Colts offensive starters.
Obviously a tough test for this offense right out of the gate. Road game in game one of the new year. Conventional wisdom says, go slow, take care of the football. I think in this case, attack early and get the home team back on their heels.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On second down, here's a run with Mack. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. The starters on defense here for Los Angeles.
Typically, we highlight guys who make highlight plays, but Brandon Mebane is a guy who's blue-collar to me. Works inside, takes on double, sometimes triple teams, will make all the plays that come his way. But his best attribute is he takes care of his teammates, absorbs those blocks, and lets them run to the football.
Rivers from the gun on third down. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
390. Well, he hot. Split.
They get it to Funchess on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Rivers. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And he's not going to get the first down. He had to get to the 30, but he's a yard or two short. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. So first possession, 4th and short. Field goal's no gimme from here. You think about going for it?
I'm not just thinking about it. I'm signaling go for it. Let's get this, all right? Yeah, look, you're right. You know, the field goal is there, but it's not a chip shot. My big thing is opening drive. You're trying to establish momentum. Let's not stall it ourselves. Let's go get this first down and then continue on downfield, try and get a touchdown.
Like your confidence.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
And after the made field goal, here's Adam Vinatieri to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So here come the Chargers as they get set for their first drive. They'll be led out by their 9th-year QB from Virginia Tech. It's the mobile Tyrod Taylor, guy who turned 30 back on August 3rd, a 6th-round pick in 2011. And everybody knows that the Cleveland experiment didn't go too well in 2018. That wasn't the right fit, but he told us he feels in the right system, he can be the right fit. And he's hoping that this opportunity is the one that will last well into the future. They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Steps away to his left. He'll run it. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Now Taylor. Hits his running back, Melvin Gordon. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Throwing again on second down. Taylor, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. With that, let's check out how the Chargers line up on offense.
And last night, we were discussing some of the changes they've made offensively during the offseason, and we know it helps for them to have the first game at home. Hopefully this crowd, which we saw coming in, they've been here for a while, ready to go. You and I should have joined the tailgates, that's for sure. They're going to give them plenty of encouragement. They'll try and ride that wave and get their first victory of the year.
Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Rivers now. That's into the hands of Pascal. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now it's a bootleg with Rivers. Funchess has it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down. Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. To throw is Rivers. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A gain of 6 there on first. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They'll get 3 out of the dump off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
You got it. You got it.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive. Here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Rivers on first down. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. This Week 1 matchup between the Colts and the Chargers, there are a couple of ties between the two franchises. Of course, Colts head coach Frank Reich, he spent 2 seasons as the Chargers offensive coordinator in 2014 and 15, when he would have 2 years as the Eagles OC before coming to Indianapolis. But also, Colts fans, they do not have good memories of the 2007 and 2008 seasons, both times losing to the Chargers in the playoffs when they felt like they had a team that could have gone to the Super Bowl. Going to throw deep for the end zone. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
A reminder, coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, that's the 1 weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now it's Taylor being chased out left. Hunter Henry brings it in. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 42. Taylor will throw. Buying time to his left. His throw incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Taylor dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Taylor to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Taylor. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And his kick is good. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Dumps this one off to Mack. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Mack off the draw play. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 2nd and 7, Rivers. He's got it to Hilton. 22 yards there, a first down.
Here we go.
A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
They make a good bit of that yardage back as they're set up in much better shape now for 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, Rivers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play,
and he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Vinatieri's kick is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Tyrod Taylor now gears up to lead his offense again. His feet, what he's been able to do individually running the ball, it's kind of kept him in this game.
No doubt about it, because if he's not making the plays that we've seen, they are really getting blown out in this one. I don't think they have any chance at all. He's keeping them in striking distance, hoping to get some help from the defensive side of the ball so that maybe some of these plays can turn into plays that maybe put them in the lead.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Taylor, complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now Taylor steps away to his left. He's going to let it go end zone for Allen. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. He was trying to get that back to Allen. That'll bring up 2nd down. Taylor incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Going deep here for Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and now it's third down. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Chargers were best in the NFL, 7 of 8 on 4th down last year, and they're going here. Here we go on 4th down with Taylor. He's going to air one out. It's caught at the 10. So we're at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville, where it was the visiting Chiefs who come in and get the victory on the road. 23-15, an 8-point victory, the final tally. From there, we take the long trip across the country, about as far as you can go. Check on the Seahawks in Seattle. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. David Moore, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting 49ers. Tom Brady, sharp as ever. He's got 2 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Here's Taylor. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. Now it's Taylor, and that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Taylor being chased out left. Now he'll pull it down.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
Taylor now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. To throw is Taylor, buying time to his left, and he's going to keep it here.
Yeah, 70, Indy. 50, let's go, team. Let's go. Snap.
chance for the backup here to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab, and the Chargers are going to retake the lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is up to 5. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. On 3rd and 1, here's Rivers. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis, and also move the sticks. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Rivers. It's caught by Funchess. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Here's Matt. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there. Now it's 3rd down and inches. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Rivers on the money, complete. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion, went just shy of the marker. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
6-man. Check girls, check girls, check girls. Let's go.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Caught left side by Funchess. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
Watch the screen.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
3rd and goal for Rivers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And after the made field goal, here's Adam Vinatieri to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Chargers getting set to go. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit. Because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off. Because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Meanwhile, a throw by Taylor is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. 3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. Here's Taylor. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Now Rivers. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers to the right side to Eric Ebron. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because...
And that's going to be intercepted. It's the all-pro safety, Derwin James. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
So out come the Chargers. Now listen, it's a team game. We know that. But where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again. But on offense, they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. And you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's Taylor. Got Gordon open, completes it. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Taylor. And caught by Henry. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Oh, Taylor going to throw. Pass incomplete. He was trying to hit Melvin Gordon there. But it'll be 2nd and goal. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. Now Taylor to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that might just seal the deal here. It makes it a 2-score game with not a lot of time on the clock. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Here's Rivers. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Ebron with it over the middle. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Dumps this one off to Mack. And he gets it down to the 32. Rivers has been through this many times as he'll hustle his guys to the line. To throw again on 2nd down. Rivers. This goes to Mack on the check down. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on 1st down. Here's Rivers. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. throw pick six right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So now the Chargers are going to bring the offense back out to go for two here. After the interception, here's Taylor, and he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And they turn the pick six into a pick eight with that two-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Throwing again on second down. Rivers got it complete to Rodgers. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
180. I got you. I got you. Slam, slam, slam.
Rivers now to throw on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, but now I'm listening to you. So for the home team here, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. The players on. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each game. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Start the regular season by selecting your season goal.
a tough first test for the NFC champs. It's the coach. This is opening weekend on EA Sports. Coming up, the Rams begin what they hope is the run to another Super Bowl. But standing in their way, Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. I'll be back at halftime with a look at the other games going on. But first, we're off to Charlotte. Standing by, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here in Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. So happy to be with you, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. And we thought it would never get here, but here we are back together. It's opening weekend of the 100th season in the NFL.
So much football to talk about. That's our main focus. But how about how much happened in the offseason? Rules changes. Overtime rules were discussed in a big way. Some superstars changed addresses. There's a whole lot to talk about in the NFL in addition to this game we're getting ready to watch.
The Panthers kicker, Graham Gano, set and ready to go as we are off from Charlotte. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jared Goff and the Rams set to take over on offense. For Goff last year, of course, the disappointing end to a terrific season. His development really took a big step forward throughout. Nearly 4,700 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, playoff wins over the Cowboys and the Saints before that Super Bowl loss to New England. Goff on first down. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Goff now to throw. And Woods has it complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Gurley. He's got the first down and more inside the 40.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 23. Now it's Gurley. And an alley to run. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Check, check, 54. Come on, check, 24.
On first down, it's Gurley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. And quickly now, here's a look at the Rams offense.
And I think the entire league benefited when Andrew Whitworth made the decision to come back for his 13th NFL season. Still one of the best offensive tackles in the game. 4 Pro Bowls, 2 times first-team All-Pro. He's now 10th among active players in the NFL.
And he's got it. That's Kupp for a Ram touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season, big-time success, putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you get game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Panthers now under head coach Ron Rivera. They'll be taken out by the product of the University of Louisville, the talented Teddy Bridgewater.
His stature isn't huge. He's not one of the big, strong-arm guys that you see coming into the league. But his touch, decision-making, ability to make plays, that's why Teddy Bridgewater has a chance to be a top quarterback in the league.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Bridgewater on first down. Steps away to his left. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards. Here's Bridgewater.
Yeah, Greg Olsen's back for his 13th NFL season. The last 9 have been in a Panthers uniform. Only 9 games for him a year ago. 7 the season before due to injuries. But when healthy, a 1,000-yard receiver in 2014, 15, and 16.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Throwing is Bridgewater. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Being chased out left. And the ball is knocked out. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Todd Gurley, 67 yards. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script play.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Samson Abukum coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack on first down, Bridgewater. Samson Abukum in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So they went gutsy. Instead of getting some space with a conservative run, they throw the football at a big 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, that's just what I said, wasn't it? Did I say they were going to throw the ball?
Revisionist history.
Ah, that's right. But I took a shot.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 29-yard line. First down, Bridgewater. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Throwing, Bridgewater. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Here's Bridgewater. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. To throw is Bridgewater. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Panthers. Olsen. A 5-yard touchdown catch as they are now on the board here in the first half. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Gano the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And Carolina scores to cap it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Now it's Goff off the bootleg. Airing it out deep for Wolf. And that's caught inside the 35. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
On 2nd and 9, Goff. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the end. And he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Carolina getting set to take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was, and down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Bridgewater now. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Bridgewater. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Now Bridgewater. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Panthers. Olsen. Greg Olsen. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I feel like I'm back in school. What was that book, It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. This has been a tale of 2 quarters so far. They trailed 14-0 after 1. How about the rally we've been watching?
Yeah, a couple of touchdowns. PAT here to tie it up. This is a good ball game all of a sudden. Gano now to add the extra point. Now we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Let's go. Let's go.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Let's put that team on.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Gonna flare this one out to Gurley in the flat. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time. This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Goff now 11 for 11. Perfect in this opening half. It's 1st and 10. Goff. And that's complete to Cooks. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Goff. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Zerline's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And it's the Vikings who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes for Kirk Cousins there. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And you can see they trail the visiting Buffalo Bills in that ball game. Frank Gore is still going strong. 2 touchdown runs. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And it's the visiting Washington Redskins who have the lead in that one. The Skins looking to get off to a hot start, and a road win would help them do just that. In the game you're watching, it was Jared Goff with a strong first half. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Time to take a glance into what we've seen so far from Teddy Bridgewater. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. To throw again on second down, Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nikel Roby-Coleman. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, L.A. Well, when both guys went up for the ball, I just thought, who's going to come down with it? I didn't think he'd come down with it and then take it all the way for a touchdown.
That's battling, isn't it? Because normally, if both guys go up for it and come down with it, the tie goes to the offense. The defensive player didn't want it to be a tie at all. He wanted a little bit more, took it, and went the other direction.
Zerline now for the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Bridgewater. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw, Bridgewater. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a 1st down. Dancing to his left. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a 1st. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Bridgewater to throw it. Taking a shot for Samuel. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. That one good for 37 yards. They'll set up to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. From 17 yards out, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They used their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
Gano for the extra point. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. That time a 6-play drive. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
See if they do just that. On 2nd and inches, Goff. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a 1st down. On 1st and 10, Goff. They'll get this one to Kupp, complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. You know, you wonder how the Rams' game plan in Super Bowl 53 might have been different with a healthy Cooper Kupp. He was injured on November 11th, torn ACL, out for the year. But he was on his way to a 1,000-yard season in his second NFL campaign. Had 566 yards in 8 games before the injury. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Goff throwing complete to Kupp. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Bridgewater now after the fumble recovery. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater, he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down. Throwing is Bridgewater. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To the air again with Bridgewater. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Here's Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it. And he coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
And the Panthers coming out now. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore there to make the grab. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. But what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
Extra point try good by Gano. And they will take a 7-point lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And it'll be a terrific return here as he gets it down all the way inside the 30.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
On first down, gone. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration. You'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. To throw again on second down. Bridgewater nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Throwing, Bridgewater. Forced out to his left. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The veteran Eric Weddle there to break that one up. These two teams squaring off here in week 1. You might remember they used to be in that old NFC West division together from 1995 to 2001. The Falcons, Saints, and 49ers were also in there with the Rams and Panthers. And the Panthers recently, they dominated this series. They've won 6 of the last 7 against the Rams. Here's Bridgewater. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Oh, Thomas unable to reel that one in, but now it'll be 3rd down. Another incompletion would certainly be ideal defensively. A big play now. This is 3rd and 10. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 13-yard line. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on. And this one, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. To throw is Bridgewater. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. It's a gain of 5, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Bridgewater.
Another nice pickup through the air and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Back now on EA Sports. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So Goff and the Rams down by 10, just under 2 minutes to go. They'll need a score here and also likely an onside kick recovery, but first things first. 1st and 10. Now Goff. And Woods has it complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Now it's Goff.
It all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Jared Goff, 4 times last year he led the Rams on a fourth-quarter comeback. He obviously didn't do it in Super Bowl 53, but can he do it here? Now Goff gets this into the hands of Brandon Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now Goff.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Goff now looks to throw. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Goff. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. Now a desperation throw, and this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little, too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And the Panthers are going to recover here, and that should be enough to get them the victory. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Panthers, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.